In this very there's quite enough love for everyone, and in this very room, there's quite enough joy for everyone, and there's quite enough peace and quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit is in this very room. In this very room, in this very room. How good it is, how wonderful to have yet another moment to take the time, to spend the time, to gather with beings of like heart, mind, spirit, and nature, to know once again one life, one mind, one power, one presence, one eternal giving nature that lives and breathes and has its being in and through and as each and every one. In and through and as me, the San Francisco Center, all truth seekers and all truth centers everywhere. God is, and all is well. This service is already complete in mind. It's already whole, already perfect, already complete, even as each of us is whole, perfect, and complete. We celebrate the wholeness, the completeness, and the perfection here and now. And so it is.
And so it is. This joy that I had, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I had, this joy that I had, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, this love that I have, didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace, this peace that I had, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Let's do joy again. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. One more time. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Thank you. We're small, but great. We had the right clapping thing going on. It's a nice groove. It's a nice tempo. We all understand that. What's next? Look at the program. A reading, exactly. Yes, I will do that.
My voice probably would carry it. Everyone knew the mic.
Is the guest mic one or two?
It's the one at the end.
Okay.
live from a place of authenticity. The moment we begin to fear the opinion of others and hesitate to tell the truth that is in us, and from motives of policy are silent when we should speak, the divine floods of light and life no longer flows into our souls. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. If someone sees only involvedness in others, it is because the unlovingness and is a strong element in themselves. Ernest Holmes. In the classic book, The Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz writes, whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Nothing people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. He goes on to explain that all people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from one we live in. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that they know that what is in our world, and we try to impose our world on their world. In the various worlds that make up our lives, our families, workplaces, and social media platforms, we often find ourselves subjected to the opinions of the people around us. But their opinions are just that, the thoughts they carry in their own mind based on their own worldview. The opinion of others say much more about them than it does about us. When we stand in our truth, in our experience, and in our convictions, we live from a place of authenticity where the opinions of other people no longer control our emotions, our actions, or our reactions. In that space of our own mindfulness, we are free to release the burden of what other people think. As we do so, we learn to focus more clearly on our own lives. We can then ask ourselves questions that matter. How may I demonstrate more love, more peace, and more compassion? What truth does my heart need to speak? Am I open to the divine flow of light and love? Affirmation. I would not take anything personally. What others say about me is a reflection of their own inner world. I allow divine light and love to be my guide.
We usually do that as a response if you want to read break it up into sentences. The affirmation, thanks.
The affirmation. I will not take anything personally.
I will not take anything personally.
What others say about me is a reflection of their own inner world.
What others say about me is a reflection of my own inner world.
I allow divine light and love to be my guide.
I allow divine light and love to be my guide.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. Wow. That's a lot, that affirmation to take on. Boy. Now, some more music. Morning. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love, there is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love, there is only love, there is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. another amazing lyric to meditate on what that's about. That's deep. Oh, is your mic on?
I believe I must be on now. Okay, yes, indeed. So good morning once again. Welcome to the San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living. And gratefully, we accept your presence here as an opportunity to fellowship and know the truth about ourselves. Once again, I'm good. Oh, no, we already did that part. Yeah, we did that part. It's fluid this morning, people. It's fluid this morning. And so, let's begin with never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can make a difference in the world. Indeed, that's all that ever has. That's Margaret Mead. And we're all citizens. That means we all dwell within a consciousness of oneness, a consciousness of wholeness. We're all citizens of the Most High indwelling and self-existent God. And so it's an interesting morning today. I want to do a couple of things today. Where is my, oh, it's right here. Okay, I need glasses for this. Okay. Two things are on my mind. One is this prayer from the Ascension Ernest Holmes. And the other one is just our what we believe statement in general. Basically, because every now and then have to take inventory on what you actually believe, what you actually know. I find myself, it's very interesting because I've been doing this so long, feel like I've been doing it my whole life. But you keep going back to square one. It's always a surprise when you're back to square one again. You think, evolving in consciousness, I quit going back to square one and I'd have some other squares to deal with. But it's always the same square. It's just nuanced. I'm always dealing with the same stuff. It's just nuanced. And I get better at it. I manage it better. But I keep going back to the same thing. Man, I'm still working out rage. Still working it out. It's like, man, does this fire ever go out? No, it does not go out. It's not supposed to go out. Really? No, it's not supposed to go out. This is passion. It's misapplied, misdirected passion. This is like, if I was really into something wonderful right now, if I was doing something really, really good, this would be fuel to keep me going, to keep me pushing, to keep me creative. However, when it goes negative, oh Lord, when I start feeling less than, when I start feeling beat up on, when I start feeling unacknowledged. We had a book when I was a child called Nobody Listened to Andrew. This was a book, man. Andrew was a little kid upstairs. He'd come downstairs and told everybody he had a bear in his room, and nobody believed him. And he kept trying to tell people that there was a bear upstairs in his room, and no one would listen. And finally, at the end of the book, somebody goes up there to prove that Andrew doesn't know what he's talking about. They go up and they look, and sure enough, they come back downstairs and say, Andrew, there's a bear upstairs in your room. And it ends, but nobody listened to Andrew. This is my plight. Everybody has a little woe is me story. That's my woe is me. There was so many of us. It's like, I'm the oldest. I'm taking care of the little ones. It felt like my words didn't matter. Nobody listened. Every now and then that program just reboots itself. And I start thinking like, nobody listened to you anyway. Nobody's listening to you anyway. I say, dude, you speak every week. Somebody's listening. So yeah, but they're just listening to the words that come out of my mouth. They're not listening to me. Because you see, when you have an attitude about something, it doesn't matter what the facts are. If you have a predilection for feeling abused, and we all have that place where it's our little particular hell. There's an old song that says, must Jesus bear the cross alone? Must Jesus bear the cross alone, and all the world go free? No, there's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. We all have our own crosses. Everything is metaphorical, everything is allegorical. We all have a cross. We're all bearing something that's keeping us from stepping into that place and remaining in the place where we can shine the truth of who we are, whole, perfect, and complete. Right now, if you're not living into whole, perfect, and complete, pardon me, the only reason that's happening or not happening is because there's a part of us that hasn't fully accepted the wholeness, the perfection, and the completeness of our lives. I don't like to admit that part because I'd like to think I had it all together by now. As a matter of fact, I'd like to think I had it all together before I even started. But that's the way that works, you see. So we all know what it is. Mine is nobody listened to Andrew. Nobody's listening to me. I'm saying the bridge is out, the bridge is out, the bridge is out, the bridge is out, the bridge is out. And they're just driving pell-mell towards the bridge. I got to get out of this car. I'm not going over the bridge. Anybody else got a poor, pitiful me that just reboots up? What is it, Eve?
Oh, got to say it.
You don't have to say it, but you got one.
Nobody listens to me also.
You got it.
Nobody loves me.
Nobody loves me. No, but it's pretty much, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Somebody got more love than me. That's the wound. I didn't get enough. How do you know you didn't get enough? Because somebody else got more than me. How do you know they got more than you? Because you didn't get enough. How do you know you didn't get enough? Because somebody got more than you. How do you know they got more? Well, they got something different than I got. So that means they got something more than I got. So I didn't get that. But what did you get that they didn't get? That's not the point. I want it all. I want everything I see. Have a voracious appetite for consciousness. So teaching the Essential Homes class, I've been really excited because some of my favorite Holmes writings have come to play. I've come back in touch with them. But this is one I didn't know about, and I want to share it with you because I think it's what we need. I actually want to start putting this on the Facebook page and just sending it to as many people as I can. Dr. Holmes has my prayer for my country here. And it's in a chapter called The World Has Suffered Enough, which was one of my favorite quotes by him when I first started. The world has learned all it needs to know by suffering. I wish that was true, Dr. Holmes, because if that was true, we wouldn't still be suffering now, would we? We wouldn't still be creating it now, would we? I understand what he means, but yeah, actually, we keep going back to suffering because it's what we know the most. And you see it in our community, we see it in our country, we see it in our neighborhoods, and it's being piped to us, broadcast to us, and then now we have so many new platforms. I just refuse to learn a new platform. I'm not putting nothing else on my phone. I don't care how popular it is. I'm just going to be the old dude with the old tech. And the old apps, I don't care. I'm old enough to have old stuff on my phone. I'm just not keeping up. Now people say to me, oh, join this and join that. Here's a group text with my name in it. So now we can all be friends on a new platform. No! If we weren't friends on the old platform, I don't want to be a friend on the new one either. And if we're friends on the new one, why do we need a new platform just to be friends again? I can't keep up. So I'm settling into my old self. Starting to like it. I'm having to let my son treat me like I'm 95. Because that's how he shows affection. So the outline today was talking about how to deal with contentious people. And I thought, well, that doesn't make much sense because the most contentious person I know is me. Anybody know what I'm talking about? If I decide not to have a good time, dang it, I'm not going to have one. I can be as contentious as anybody. And here's the thing about contentious people. They're responding to our energy because the universe works on reciprocity. So if I'm running into contentious people, people that are hard to get along with, the only reason I can have people in my life that are hard to get along with is because I must be hard to get along with. Now, we don't like to think about this, but the law of attraction does not stutter. And it's not even attraction, it's a vibrational frequency. And I'm on a particular frequency, and if I keep running into people on this frequency, it can only be one reason. I'm on that frequency. And if the frequency that I keep running into is cantankerous, contentious people, maybe I'm not Sir Galahad after all. You know, maybe Sir Galahad has some warts that didn't get put into the story. There's only one relationship we'll ever have. That's the relationship we have with ourselves. And that's the relationship we're having with God, and that's governing every other relationship that we have. What's going on in the world is a macrocosm of what's going on inside of each of us, the microcosm. Each of us has our own level of contentiousness outpictured into the world. People like to call it the shadow self. Each person has their own shadow. The world has a collective shadow. Are you with me so far? Yes. So what can happen, what often does happen, and this is supposed to be okay, right? I mean, you start talking, alarms start going off. We collective shadow. No, don't go there. Don't go in. Don't go. Oh my goodness. That's deep. Yes.
We need a prayer for a missing adult. It's a senior, it's a silver alert, so someone with dementia and they're endangered and they're lost from their family.
And we're knowing that they're found safe and sound. But the symbolism of what just occurred cannot be ignored. There's no such thing as coincidences, people. A coincidence is you happen to be in the right place at the right time, under the right circumstances, on the right day, doing the right thing. They say, what's a coincidence? From Stormy Weather, the movie, old black musical, said the right horse came in the right race in the right order on the right day. That's about as coincidental as life gets. And so here we are trying to make sense of the world, and there's weapons of mass distraction. I don't want to call them that, but that's the way they operate in my life. I don't want to call them weapons because that would seem like something that's being armed against me. But I don't mean it's a weapon because it's armed against me. I mean it's a weapon because I am highly susceptible to the influences of these particular things. And when I'm around these particular things, I have a tendency to not take care of the business that I know to take care of and pay attention to those things. And one of the things that can do that is flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights in this computer that we have in our pocket. And I'm not one to extol the evils of the cell phone, because that's an endless journey. But I remember when they had pagers and how I hated them. I refused to get one. Not getting no dang pager, just an electronic leash. People just want to find out where I am and what I'm doing. I'm supposed to call them back and tell them? Oh, no. I'm not falling for that. I mean, I moved out of my mama's house way too long ago for somebody to just say, hey, where are you at? And I got to tell them where I'm at and what I'm doing. No. So if the job had a pager, I didn't want the job. If the relationship came with a pager, I don't want the relationship. And I was on a plane one time, just talking to the guy next to me, happens to be in the tech business. And I'm railing away about my conversation about pagers. And he says, well, you would be amazed at what's coming out in the next 10 years. There's a phone coming out, and you think pagers are bad. I can guarantee you, when that phone comes out, you won't be able to keep it in your pocket long enough. Now, she's trying to say you're not going to be able to get rid of it. You're going to love it. He's telling me how I'm going to love the telephone. I'm looking, you must be out of your dang mind. Well, he was right. Got the phone in my pocket right there. Just keep it where I go. Because it's not just a phone. It's a computer. It has my life. It's got my schedule. It's got everything. This is a huge thing. But people are sending me stuff all of the time. And you have to decide whether you're going to look at it or not. So there's so many decisions. No. What did you say? Is that the right swipe? I never did get that right, you guys people. Right swipe means what? No? Left side means I don't know. Okay, see? We're all too old to know. Is that it? Come on. Are we that old, all of us?
No, we're not. We're not. And I don't think it's either or. Nothing is either or.
Okay.
It's up to the user. I don't think we can put blame on anything
No.
outside of
No.
ourselves.
No, we can't.
And it's an algorithm. So you're going to get fed what you are. This is an algorithm, just like that in your pocket is an algorithm.
Of course.
And you're going to get fed where your mind goes, your attention
That's true.
to locate people that are lost,
That's true.
little kids that might
That's
be
true.
in danger.
All is
It
true.
can be used for the good if we choose to
Absolutely.
use it right.
Which is why I'm not extolling the evils of the cell phone, because I don't believe it's evil. I don't believe
And also,
that evil has any, I don't think there's a such thing as an evil that stands alone anyway. Just like there's no cold, it's just the absence of heat. Just like there's no darkness, it's just the absence of light. Evil is what many would just say is the absence of love. Because there's only one thing happening at all times, and that's consciousness. Consciousness is cause, people. The great sages had this great debate on which came first, the universe or consciousness. And it's like back and forth, and finally the end of the conversation was consciousness. Nothing came before consciousness. Everything comes after. Now, maybe the other person doesn't believe that, but I believe it. Everything comes after consciousness. Everything is a result of consciousness. What's going on in my life is a result of consciousness. The things that I don't like is a result of my consciousness. And it doesn't make sense for those of us who are in relationships. If you're an 8 or a 9, it's impossible to be in a relationship with a 2 or a 3. So if you think your partner is a 2 or a 3, you might need to recalibrate your own value or your own worth. Because if you're going to be a 10, then your partner has to be a 10. And if you treat your partner like a 10 and they're not a 10, then they will leave you. Because they're not used to being treated like 10s. They're used to getting treated like 2s. Consciousness is cause. You can create an environment where people will leave you alone, not based on what you're doing, but what you're not doing. I'm not selecting certain things. People, we have to not select fear. Every day we have to not select it. How do we not select it? By being inclusive. By being inclusive, because we have this program that says, beware of the stranger. My son, stranger danger. I cut my beard off one day, showed up at my son's school. He would not approach me. He ran to his teacher, stranger danger, stranger danger. I'm like, I'm your dad, boy, freak your ass. But that's the way, that's how we keep them safe. What stands out? What do we keep? We're always filtering. What is mine? What's not mine? What is mine? What's not mine? All of it is mine. One of the chapters in No One Owes You an Apology talks about, I'm sorry for my part apology. People say, I'm sorry for my part. I'm sorry for my part. It always stuck in my craw, I'm sorry for my part. What the heck does that mean? Just some being still with that. And it assumes that there's more than one part. And the other part belongs to somebody else. And by saying I'm sorry for my part, you basically let the other person know you did some stuff too. You need to be sorry for. Now, I might have done everything. But if I say I'm sorry for my part, that sets you up on the defense. Now you have to defend what you've done. I don't have to be really sincere about what I'm talking about, because I'm setting it up where I'm sorry for what I did that may have been wrong. My part. That's very subjective, what my part might be. In Ho'oponopono, Hawaiian mystical system, there's a line in there that says we take responsibility for everything that happens in the world. I remember when I was saying it to my foundational class once, one guy in there, he was so clear. He says, you can know what you're talking about, but somebody who's grounded in what they're talking about, it moved me off my spot. I said, when it works, it works by being 100% responsible for everything. He said, that's a crock. That's ridiculous. And when he said it, it did sound like a crock. It did sound ridiculous. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what to say. One of those rare occasions, I didn't know what to say. But I knew what to do. Get still. See, because when we're still, they say prayer is when we're talking to God. Meditation is when we're listening to God. Get still. And in the stillness, it goes back to the truth. There's only one of us here. I'm only having one relationship. At all times, I'm only having one relationship. All of you all are, what is that? Inflections or reflections of that relationship. It's like all of us are colors in the rainbow, but it's all one light. Each of us is having the same experience over and over again with everybody else. And that's how we learn. That's how we grow. People keep showing us ourselves. And we keep, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. I got news for you, Blanche. It's all you. Everything that's happening in the world is a sum total of the collective consciousness of the human being. The human being is afraid. The human being is angry. The human being is in love. The human being cries. The human being dances and celebrates. The human being does all of these things. It's all expressions of the divine. And the divine doesn't really care which expression we're having. How to get along with contentious people. First, I have to accept the fact that I am a contentious person. See, if I don't say that, I'm not going to figure it out. Now, it could be that you're not a contentious person. And you know how you know you're not a contentious person? You don't know any contentious people. There are no contentious people in your life right now. There's nobody on your nerves right now. How many people have somebody on your nerves right now? I think I'm in the right room. I didn't wonder. So this is timely. This is on point. Because it's all true for each of us. The same solution. Stop trying to brush the teeth in the mirror. Your breath still stinks. Stop combing your hair in the mirror. You still look a mess. Don't try to put lipstick on the mirror. You're just messing up a good mirror. There's no problems outside of ourselves. Marley said, none but ourselves can free our minds. So I have to accept myself for who I am. All the flaws. And the way I do that, I have to accept everybody. This is the thing about this philosophy, people. God is all there is, and I am one with God. That's the jelly beans. But there's some vitamins and some supplements called everything is God expressing. Do you realize you can end any conflict by recognizing that everything is God expressing? And there's a couple of ways it looks. One of the ways it looks is this. This is one from my mom. I'm a mama's boy. I don't mind admitting it. Matter of fact, I'm dang proud of it. My mom's a warrior, man. She's a warrior. She didn't teach us to hit back. She taught us to hit first. I'm sorry. That's just the way it was. Say, why wait for somebody to hurt you first? That doesn't make sense, son. I believed her. So I was going somewhere with this. She said, What's that? I know, and I think you are. Yeah, well, that too. Let's just go back to what's really true. It's about taking responsibility for your life. If you don't have any contentious people, then you don't need this. But if you do have some, then chances are you need to work on yourself. And whatever it is we're working on, it all starts with the realization that I am enough for whatever is going on. This idea, okay, this is what it was, we have to accept all of who we are. That's what I was saying about the how to get along with people. We have to accept all of who we are. And everything we can see in the world are aspects of who we are. If we spot it, we got it. That's an adage we like to go. If I spot it, I got it. That means if I can see the problem, I am the problem. If I can what? See the problem, I am the problem. And that's because I'm calling it a problem when I see it. See, it doesn't have to be a problem. It's a problem to me. How do I know it's a problem? Because I said it's a problem. And it's a game called Name It and Claim It. The universe is responding to me. If I say it's a problem, it's going to show up as a problem. If I say it's a solution, it shows up as a solution. Here's the thing about it. The universe doesn't care, which means God is not tripping on what you think. I hate this. God does not care what you think. God does not.
You got it.
If you spot it, you got it. See, there's a law. This is why God's not capricious. This is why God's not just deciding to bless some people and not bless other people, because there's a law that works for everybody. And as Dr. Holmes says, and if you believe it doesn't work, it works by not working for you. So it's blessing time. It's blessing time, people. When you hear the news, it's blessing time. When the other party's doing something outrageous, it's blessing time. when I'm doing something outrageous. And how do I know I'm doing stuff that's outrageous? Because people generally start looking at me like, I don't know if you get that look. When you look around, everybody look at, yeah, what's up with, yeah. Some of my telltale signs to know I'm tripping, I start losing things. Time to take inventory. I mean, I lost so much stuff this past month, I was losing my mind. I knew things were better when I wound up in the garden watering my plants. I said, okay, this is home. I found my way back home. I found my back to consciousness. We have to have something that brings us back home. Oh, here's that thing about 100% responsibility for everything. Well, if the universe is responsive, and I see that there's a problem, if I spot it, I got it, the only way I can change that is not by railing at what is wrong with it. I have to correct that part of myself that sees it as a problem, because if it's all things work together for good, that those who love God, that's what the scriptures say. But the idea that I'm looking at something bad means it's got to be bad. Why? Because the universe is responding to me. Ventura Papke is one of the one of the oldest, most famous practitioners in the philosophy. I believe I have her name right. And they asked her to go pray for this person in a hospital once. And she got to the hospital room and she opened the door and she stopped. And she wouldn't go in the door. And they asked her, why won't you go in? She says, I can't go in that room because I see a sick person in there. They didn't call me here to pray for a sick person. They called me here to get their loved one out of that bed. You do that by knowing that they're whole, perfect, and complete. You see, you know that by affirming the opposite of what you have. If you don't like what you have, you affirm the opposite of what you have. If you don't have what you want, you affirm the opposite of what you have. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't keep talking about the problem and solve the problem. You just reinforce the problem. So what is the solution? The solution is for me to recognize I'm not separate from this. It begins right there. This is who I am. This is what I have produced. This is what my consciousness has produced up until now. This is the height of my consciousness. I'm looking at it, and if I don't like the height of my consciousness, then I get to get still and work on growing some more. The easy thing is to blame my partner in my relationship, blame the people on my job, blame the idiots in traffic. I don't know why idiots like to drive, but they do. And sometimes I'm the idiot. How many people know sometimes you're the idiot? Okay? I've seen too many times say, wow, okay, that's why I can't say anything. People, even the rocks in my yard are made out of glass. I can't throw rocks at anybody. Nobody wants to get everything they got coming to them, and you don't want everything you got coming to you. So this is why we can't be holding out for people to get everything they got coming to them. Going back to that partial apology, that's setting it up. I'm not really 100% committed unless you're committed. There's only one solution to what ails the world, and that's my understanding that something is wrong with the world. Our own philosophy likes to talk about a world that works for everyone. We want to create a world that works for everyone. I have issues with that because I don't think we need to create a world that works for everyone. Isn't that God's job? God put us all here, said, work it out. Some of us don't like the way it's working. So we say it's not working. It is working. We don't like the way it's working. Well, it's not working for me. Are you here? Yes, I'm here. Then it's working for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just time to own it. This is who we are. This is who I am. This is what I can do. But it's not the sum total of me. There's always more to me than flesh and bone. There's something greater to me than the circumstance I'm in right now. And if I want to see a change in the world, if I want to see change in relationships, if I want to get along better with contentious people, I have to stop being a contentious person. This is why Gandhi said you have to be the change you wish to see. Reverend Ike, God bless him, Reverend Ike said the best thing you can do for the poor is don't be one. I said, well, that seems harsh. Not really. He said there's enough competition for the resources of the poor already. If you can get out of that line, they're glad for you to move on and do something else. The best thing you can do is not be a drain and not be a strain after the same resources. Don't be under the table fighting for the crumbs with them. Be at the table dropping them a few crumbs. So we have to be that change. We have to be more loving. We have to be the loving person that we're accusing the other people of not being. Because they represent a shadow part of us that's not loving. But we're not that way. Not me. I'm Sir Galahad. Prayer for my country. Dr. Holmes. Believing in the divine destiny of the United States of America and in the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression for all, I offer this prayer for my country. Now, I'm saying prayer for my country. It's prayer for the world. It's prayer for each and every one of us. It's a prayer for me, because prayer is just prayer. And it's one of those things that once you start spreading it around, it gets all over you. I know that the divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are gifts of freedom and the divine heritage of everyone in this country, that they are now operating in the affairs of every individual in this country. He's saying, I know that success and prosperity and happiness and freedom are happening with everybody right now. Even the people I don't like. It's a good thing the world doesn't have only things in it that I like. It'd be a very small world. I know that the divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people of this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression. This is a lofty goal here in a dream. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people in this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression. I know that no one can believe or be led to believe that personal freedom must be surrendered in order to ensure economic security for all. This is old written. When he wrote this, in the 50s? Very timely. Because things don't change, people. We just change the names of the people. We change everything is still happening. Nothing new under the sun. That's what the scripture says, at least nothing new under the sun. The all-knowing mind contains the answer to every problem which confronts this country. I know that every leader in this country is now directed by this all-knowing mind and has the knowledge of a complete solution to every problem. Each is impelled to act upon this knowledge to the end that abundance, security, and peace shall come to all. Each is compelled to act upon this knowledge. What do I really want to believe about this? Do I want to believe what I think? I want to believe the words he's writing. Because it's really a question where I put my attention. If I want it to be different, this is a different way of looking at it. And I know that the spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and self-expression. Day later today, I enter into my divine inheritance, shaking my thought clear from the belief that external conditions are imposed upon me. I declare the freedom of my divine sonship. I possess the kingdom of God in all of its fullness. I look long, sincerely, and simply upon every object, every person. I wait at the doorway of my expectation until my acceptance grants me the privilege of beholding his face forevermore. I wait in the doorway of my expectation. So what do we expect to happen here, people? Have we thought it out? I mean, if we could take our thought and just take it to the end, where does that thought take us? Where does the fear take us? Where does the rage take us? Where does that pain, where does that separation take us? Is this what we're after? Okay, I'll take that as a no. then that means it's time to change. And we are the change. And the good news is it's highly in our hands. See, that's why I feel good about my life. And that's why we can all feel good about our lives, because once we accept the fact that we're one with God and God's expressing innocent through us and as us, there's no other solution but for God to be God in my life. And however God is showing up as God in my life is good God for me. Do you understand? At this point, I quit trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to think of the answer anymore. I'm just blessing everybody in the world all the time. I'm just blessing them over and over again. I don't need to know anything. The only debt you ever really have to pay in this philosophy is attention. And we must pay attention to what we're doing with our thoughts, because where our thoughts go, our energy flows, and we start to create a world based on our expectation. And what are we expecting? More of the same. What are we expecting? More of the same. We always expect the same thing to happen over and over again because we're pattern recognition machines. We're always looking for the pattern. So once we see the pattern, we keep expecting the pattern. We are expecting bad things to happen. We're expecting misery. We're expecting dread. We're expecting fear. We're expecting rage. And that's why we keep harvesting it, because we keep putting those seeds in the ground. Don't curse the crop. Talk to the farmer. What did you put in the ground? So it's always time to take inventory with our lives. All great businesses do inventory a couple of times a year. What's still on the shelf? What's not selling? What's going fast? What do we need more of? What do I need more of? More of a consciousness of unity. I need more surrender. I need more let go and let God. I need less of Moata's opinions. As a matter of fact, I don't need any more of Moata's opinions. All of his opinions are based on fear, based on trying to keep him safe, based on a hostile environment. He can't get his needs met that way. Don't listen to Moata. Internal memo to myself. Don't listen to yourself. I'm always listening for the deepest silence, people. There's always a deeper silence. There's always a deeper knowing. There's always a higher consciousness in the room. We can always go with the highest consciousness in the room, and that's the consciousness of oneness. We can always surrender to that. And when we surrender to that, one with God is always a majority. We don't have to worry about it anymore. And when worry shows up, we do the same thing. Refer back to consciousness. Refer back to gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for what's wrong in my life. I'm grateful for what's wrong in my life. Why? Because it shows me what I need to work on. If there was nothing to look at, I wouldn't know how to fortify my foundation. I want all of it. My daughter has an expression. She says, "Daddy, I just want to see how good it can get." And I think I'm taking a page out of her book. At this point, I want to see how good can it get. Because it's already way better than I ever thought it would be. I'm already scaling heights I never thought I'd see. I'm already doing work I didn't think I could do. I'm already opening ways I didn't know I could open. But how much better can it be? In order for it to be that, all the ideas about myself have to go. Because those ideas keep me in the orbit of my limitation. So when it looks like everything is falling apart, they're really falling together. That's the time to be grateful. When it looks like everything is falling apart, happy, hallelujah. It needed to fall apart so I could do something different. And as long as it had any semblance of being whole, I was going to hold on to it. I'll end with this. When I left the Presidio of San Francisco, I'd been working there for about 11 years. I remember when I got the job, I was thinking to myself, I'm just vanity, ego, just a young man, okay? I can't work here, but if I'm here another 10 years, I'll consider myself a failure. This is not enough. I won't be here in 10 years. I'm very clear on this. Well, I had a horrible job. I couldn't stay in that job 10 years. But you know what? I started taking foundational classes. I started learning to do affirmations, and I will have affirmations. I've told this before, taped on my desk. I say these affirmations every day. My conditions began to change because I took my mind off my problems. I started talking. What's it say? You say, stop telling God about your problems, start telling your problems about God. So I started affirming my truth. I don't know why I'm telling you this story. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost okay. So, all of me, you have to claim all of yourself. Every single bit of you. This job I was talking about was a job from hell. Women would call my name like I was a disease. She would say my name and I would cringe in fear. Oh God. People who didn't like me would help me get my work done just so they wouldn't have to hear Dolores' mouth. They're tired of Dolores yelling at me. They can't take it. But I affirmed her perfection. I affirmed her wholeness. I affirmed she was whole, perfect, and complete, and that my job was whole, perfect, and complete, and that was in the right and perfect job. People, if you claim that you're in your right and perfect space, this is a cheat code. I'm giving you this. This is a cheat code. This is an extra bonus cheat code. If you claim you're in your right and perfect place over and over again, something amazing happens. It either becomes your right and perfect place, or you get exited out of that place into your right and perfect place. Sometimes everybody else gets exited but you. And then it's your right and perfect place. But if you claim you're in your right and perfect place, you are telling the universe that I am perfect. Everything that my perfection needs is right here. So the universe knows what you need for your perfection, and it goes ahead of you preparing what you need even before you know you need it. Dr. Holmes said it conspires for your good. So when you declare something good unto yourself, it is good. When you declare it bad unto yourself, it is bad. What are the bad things that you're collecting in your life right now? Who are the bad people? What are the bad things? Let's get all that stuff together and embrace it. Hug it. Let's throw a party for the bad stuff. We don't have a holiday for that yet, do we? We don't have a shadow holiday. No, Halloween's not it. No. This is for the yuck in my life. I'm celebrating it. I'm embracing it, and I want to wash the feet of my yuck. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it.
So that I can embrace myself fully and completely. That's the opportunity today. Thank you for being present. Thank you for staying present, and thank you for doing this dance with me, because we are the transformation of the planet. It's happening one consciousness at a time. And I do feel 100% responsible for everything, because I have the ability to respond to everything. God bless us.
Thank you. I have to mention just briefly this morning, you know more of the Bible, I should know more, but it was about the guy who was in the hot springs with Jesus 38 years, and he said, do you want to be healed?
Oh, yeah.
Rise. So, I mean, it relates to what you're saying, because it's like,
The pool of Bethesda, yeah.
what are we focusing on?
There's two iconic questions from
Exactly.
one of them is that one, would thou be made whole? Do you want to be well?
Yes.
You know, and oftentimes, no, I'm too busy being pissed off right now. I got time to feel better later, but I'm too busy. I'm not through being mad yet. And the other one is, and this is my favorite, when Adam and Eve, according to the story, have eaten the fruit. God's looking for them in the Bible, and I love this part because God made the garden, made them, everything in it, and the story says God's walking through the garden looking for them, saying, Adam and Eve, where are you? God lost them. And he said, we're over here, hiding, because we're naked and afraid. And right there it says, who told you was naked? Who said there was something wrong with you? I made you whole, perfect, and complete. I made you naked. I'm naked. Obviously, if I made you that way, who told us there was something wrong with us?
We did.
And we can trace it back and we can blame our parents, but that's like somebody told them. Mm-hmm. And somebody told them. Why are we still telling the same lie over and over again? It's time to end the madness. We are the ones who stop the madness. It ends now. It ends today. Thank you, each and every one. It ends today. Indeed. Who told me I was naked? Everybody. The trick is not to not be naked. The trick is to be naked and unafraid, to be proud. And I feel blessed because every week I stand up here and get naked and just tell the truth. And however I look in doing so, I'm willing to look that way. This is what I've agreed to do on this planet at this time. This is how I'm changing the world. I am being a fool for consciousness. And I'm really good at it. Thank you once again. This time of sharing, it's a time where we do our, we call practice the law of circulation, recognizing that wealth is not something that we hoard, it's something that we circulate. Consciousness is not something that we hoard, it's something that we circulate. The farmer who won the blue ribbon every year for his corn was giving his seeds away to all of his neighbors. And someone asked him, why would he do that? One day their corn might be as good as his corn. And he said, that's not the way pollination works. The bugs that pollinate my field don't know my field from my neighbor's field. If my neighbor's corn is inferior, it will bring down the value of my corn. If my neighbor's corn is as good as my corn, then both the corns get better at the same time. The law of circulation is kind of like that. The law of circulation recognizes as long as I keep it in motion, it benefits more people. And it benefits me more greatly. So I appreciate everyone participating in this activity, largely because it helps us fund the ministry around the world. It helps us meet the obligations we have here, and it helps us to fund ministries here in the city where we do have a presence. We have had ministries here before, and we're looking to do more things. So thank you, each and every one. We have an affirmation. Please repeat after me. From a consciousness of abundance.
From a consciousness of abundance.
And centered in gratitude.
And centered in gratitude.
I generously give. I accept the gifts of prosperity and abundance as I demonstrate divine circulation in my life. In gratitude I freely give. In joyful acceptance I freely receive.
Joyful acceptance I freely receive.
Thank you.
And if you're giving online, the address is give@sfcsl, and that's for PayPal and Zelle. Thanks, Daniel. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering.
Giving thanks once again for the offering received, for those who've given it, for the consciousness been given, the consciousness received, knowing we circulate this to create more wealth, more consciousness throughout the realm. Giving thanks and praise for each participant, each person, each circumstance, and each situation, knowing it's all God. It's all now. And so it is.
So it is. Lena, would you like to do the treatment, or? Yeah, Lena, sorry, yeah. Thanks.
Called you out.
We have number 2 up there if you want to clip it on. Lavalier, thanks. Not that we're number 1 and 2. We're all 1, right? We're all number 1.
Let me see. Ooh, I'm on.
Yeah, thanks.
I can clip it. Okay. How's that?
Good.
You can hear me? Okay. So nice to be here, standing here in a consciousness of oneness, grounding down into the love that is in and through and around and as me and each and every one of us. It is Spirit, the Creator. It is God. God is love. God is the sunshine. God is the wind. God is in the roots of all the trees and the blooming flowers, all the plants, out the tips of the branches, into the stars, down to the depths of the ocean, in the ebb and flow of the waves, and in the ebb and flow of my breath, of our breath, as we breathe in harmony, knowing the message was received with love today, knowing we are all surrounded by love, anchored in love, as we move through our paths with grace, with ease, remembering we are capable to be aware of how we choose to respond to our world, knowing that peace and justice are happening here and now, and it begins within. With deep and abiding gratitude, I release this sacred truth to the creative law that is always saying yes, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you.
Where are they? Okay, so I get to do announcements.
Oh.
Prayer with practitioners. I am a practitioner here. My name is Lena Chavez Soria. Okay, so at the close of our service, I'll be available for a brief affirmative prayer as well as Reverend Mawada. And you can let us know if you're desiring prayer. We'd love to pray with you and for you. Or if you have a prayer request, you can tell us and we can keep your request in our prayers. The Fellowship Sundays, please join us on the first Sunday of each month. We'll gather together and share a potluck meal. You can bring a dish to share, but you don't have to. It's not required. Let's see. There's sign-up sheets on the back credenza for various activities. And every morning at 7 a.m. there is a call to consciousness community prayer. Logging on at 7, we usually start at about 7:15. And if nobody shows up by then, just know that your prayers are answered. And the Zoom address, in case you guys can memorize, is 990-5000-8774. And it's really a fun time, a nice way to start the day. I've been going 90% of the time. And you could just put your prayer request into the chat and leave or stay and then move on with your day. There's the newsletter sign up in the back that Eve sends out. Let's see, and Sunday service opportunities. Okay, so those are all the sign-up sheets in the back. There's Conscious Conversations every second and fourth Sunday of the month, hosted by Daniel. And Boxing for Fitness, hosted by Daniel. When is that, Daniel, your boxing?
Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock and Saturdays at 10 o'clock.
Wednesday mornings at 8 and Saturdays at 10, and it's boxing for all levels.
Come work out.
Yes, come work out.
Discover your strength. Punch somebody. Third Saturdays at 12. Third Saturdays at 12.
Yes, and I think that's it for now.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thanks for doing that, Lena.
Yeah, sure.
I enjoyed your calm tone. I needed it today. Nothing. See, now you're making stories too. I know, it's okay. And now we go into Thanksgiving and gratitude. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks to Eve for being the streaming person and everything else you do, Eve. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Newsletter, right. I think you turned off your mic. Oh, no. Eve got it. Eve turned you off. There you go.
So, Nikki, Lena, Tanya, new people, God bless you. Bruno's, God bless you. Crystal, brother, I'm sorry, I don't know. David,
yeah.
Names are not my specialty. Each and every one, thank you, God bless you. Being here, live streamers, thank you, God bless you. This is the Center for Spiritual Living in San Francisco, and we're difference makers. We're here to be the difference in our lives and for the world. So thank you for being a part of the mission. Thank you for being a part of the dance, and thank you for joining us today.
Okay, thanks. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and all we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and all I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. And all I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. Thank you.
So this brings us to our benediction, our final prayer, knowing that the best prayer is a prayer of gratitude, grateful for each and every one present, grateful for everything that's happening in our lives, grateful for the world at large, grateful for a consciousness that sees the oneness and the simplicity and the seamless integration of beingness throughout it all. We leave here today charged with an understanding, with a knowledge and a frequency that propagates across the realm, that brings comfort, joy, prosperity, and good tidings, good health. Please repeat after me. The light of God surrounds me.
The light of God surrounds me.
The love of God enfolds me.
The love of God enfolds me.
The power of God protects and watches over me.
The power of God protects and watches over me.
The wisdom of God guides and directs me. The substance of God supplies, supports, and sustains me. Wherever I am, wherever I go, whatever I think, do, or say,
I think, do, or say.
God is.
God is.
And all is well.
And all is well.
And so it is.
So it is. Let's gather in a circle and we'll sing God is my source. Not God is my source. I am the place where God shows up. That's an old one. We haven't done in a while. And I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. We are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. We are the place where God shows up. And you are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. You are the place where